I'm going to tell you, Good Morning America, that what you just posted is completely unethical and completely illegal. I'm going to tell you that America stands with Justin, and we all know that you and your sick ass team at Good Morning America want a story that nobody's interested in watching because we know that that publicist and that crew of team that are supposedly suing Justin, the only reason they're suing is because he's calling people out for their nasty, narcissistic, and what's going on in industry to destroy creative. Do you hear what I'm telling you, Good Morning America? We know what you are capable of when it comes to legacy media. We know what Blake Lively, as I produced a lot of content last night about what a sick, psychotic person Blake Lively is with. She's clearly the problem. Blake Lively's clearly the problem. There's been no evidence in every photo, in every video, in every conversation to show anything more than Justin being an honorable human being who's delivering on a story about a woman who's been abused. And look how women retaliate against that. What exactly happened, and why is Blake Lively doing this to Justin? Why is that publicist suing Justin? These women are not talented, and this is the same thing that happened to Weinstein. It's very clear. All you got to do is watch the documentary they made about it. All these things that these people create has no scientific based information. It's all feeling, which means it's not real. Everything about Mona Van's content, she's violated me, yet why haven't you covered that story, Good Morning America? You know what you've done to me, Good Morning America. I want to know how you could do this to another human being. I want to know how any of you could do this to another human being. I'm talking about me. You know damn fucking well what you've done. I know it damn fucking well what you've also done to Donald Trump, or at least try to do to his reputation. However, you failed there too. So you want to understand that America was built off of a lot of different things that you don't know anything about because you are a celebrity. You're a football star. You're hot to trot. You like Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian, but we don't like them. You don't know how to have real conversations. That's the problem, is you don't have an education. You don't have an education, which brings no interest in the dialogue, which means that the audience has no interest in what you have to say. So then you have to fuel off fire and crotch rot into our faces to fuel us into anxiety and unrest, to where then we never succeed. But Blake Lively gets to tell everybody how we're supposed to think about an individual who's actually a decent man. And then all legacy media does is what? Distort reality, like you always have and you've always done. So these allegations are nothing but garbage, just like every ounce of education you bring to the table, which is nothing but your like entertainment news, which is gossip, which is lies. Opinion to opinion to opinion to opinion to opinion to opinion. So she's an intimacy coach. She's producing the movie. Her husband's standing there the whole time, which is on video. I had trouble last night, Ryan Reynolds, finding that photograph of you sitting on the railing when you were at the set with Justin, the director, and your ex-wife standing in front of your face. I had trouble finding that video, but I do remember, and I know it exists, because I remember how raunchy that video and that film looked, not because of Justin, no, because of the perception of what Blake Lively thinks an abused woman should behave like. See, she tried to model and mirror the movie Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts. However, Julia Roberts deserved an Academy Award for that movie. However, Blake Lively has no fucking talent. Blake Lively is just a seductress trying to pretend that she's 17 years old, but she's the mother of 3 daughters while she's trying to teach them on how to be abusive. Yet I don't think they're really falling for it. These women thrive off of this type of attention. And that doesn't sit well with Americans like myself. We don't want to see people like that in our faces. We don't like them. We're tired of seeing the same actresses. We're tired of seeing your uneventful. What is an event look like? It means talking about a concern and a problem in the government and then actually getting results instead of showing AOC, showing us that she might be pregnant. So fucking what? Do your fucking job. How about you, Good Morning America, spend more than 5 minutes before you go on air reading up on the topic of interest, doing some actual work outside of work. That's what journalists used to do when it comes to journalism. Do I need to host a journalism education process to let you know what a journalist is actually supposed to do? We don't want to see your feelings. We don't want to watch Mona Van do an Eat Clean event at Pix 11 News. We don't want to see any of that shit. We are forced to watch that shit because the market is asking for it. Who's the market? The rich fucks to sell us on product. And there's nothing else to look at. Meanwhile, we have corruption in Hollywood, the worst movies we've ever seen in history, a potential opportunity for a decent movie, and then Blake Lively shows up with other moronic actresses to support the event so they can fuel their careers off the attention to destroy one man's career. And let's not forget about their attempt to destroy somebody's marriage. It is absolutely appalling how you could say that this is democracy, Kamala Harris, and how you could support a woman named Kamala Harris who is not even American. She's a frickin' Indian, Jamaican, Canadian, went to high school in Canada. That means she has no relations to the American people and lives off some weird fanatics of joy where she lived in San Francisco, who was an attorney general, where there's clear evidence that she's a mental patient, mentally ill, who creates mental illness in other people, while a bunch of you fucking whore women like Jessica Alba and any other celebrity that you've had on your stage try to distort reality. This is what distortion of reality looks like. It's called creating the narrative. Creating a narrative to say that he went up to you and said hello, and then you imply that he said this, and you imply that he said that, and then he questions himself on how he behaved, just so you can get that opportunity to create a false sense of reality called delusion. That's why it's important to know thyself and to know ethics and morals and to have a standard of living called natural law, not Kim Kardashian disrespecting Christmas with a Mona Van bitch who is a Muslim. Not only disrespecting Muslim culture, but disrespecting Americans and people across the fucking globe, while you then invite people like Gary Vaynerchuk onto Squawk Box to then try to promote communism. What do you have to say about that, Good Morning America? Probably nothing, because you don't bring anything to the table for real conversations to find solutions. No, you just stir and stew and fuel more drama and gossip to abuse millions of people while creating no results, no conclusions, no advancements in society, except for Blake Lively gets a newscast media for attention so that her lawyer can lick her into becoming more successful. When nobody wants Taylor Swift, nobody wants Blake Lively, nobody wants these people in our faces, yet none of you are brave enough to stand up against it, except for who? That would be me. I'm brave enough to stand up against it, aren't I? I'm the one doing this shit every single fucking day. I'm the one speaking out against Taylor Swift and speaking out against all your fucking whore wives and all these fucking bitches on TikTok, while you just stand there and say, well, tell me a little bit about your vegetables and your fruits, and tell me a little bit about your circadian rhythm. Well, she then underlining messages shows your fucking ring off and your goddamn fucking apartment off and your goddamn fireplace with nasty fucking socks. You're nasty, you're fucking nasty. And you want to know how to escape this shit? You bring the fire in the earth and you expose that air and water shit that causes anxiety, that causes autism, that causes mental illness. They have no feet to stand on. Neither does Kamala or AOC or Newsom or any of these motherfuckers in your political party called the Democrats. And it's clear that Blake Lively is just a little pawn in their little chess game. Well, fuck you! Fuck all of you! Watch